Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bella. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. I have my what solds from Saturday and Sunday. Good weekend again. Poshmark is back working for me. I even sold a bundle, so I am so excited to show you that. A lot of these items I have not had very long, so I'm excited to show you guys what is selling quickly for a clothing reseller, which is primarily what I sell. So let's get into everything. I'll explain like how long they were there, most of the items, and then, what they sold for and what I paid. And at the end, I will give you the grand total for my entire weekend of sales. So let's get into it right away. First off, I'm excited to show you guys these because one reason is they didn't take long to sell, and the other is they are missing their insoles. So these are Brooks running shoes. Brooks are usually a really good pickup. I found these at a church sale. I almost left these behind. They were only going to cost me $1, and I did a quick search because typically I do leave shoes behind that don't have the insoles. And I did a quick search on eBay to find out if it was worth it for me to pick these up even without the insoles. Just meaning more like if they were still selling even without the insoles. And the truth is, I think a lot of people do, especially with like running shoes or sneakers, go back in and put their own insoles in. So this is an instance where I was totally fine with picking these up once I read, and I did put right in the description that there were no insoles. So I do recommend that. I think, sometimes people, maybe buyers will go in and they'll be like, oh, those are my shoes. Those are the ones I want. And they don't like read all the description. So I made sure I put no insoles, and I once again described that in the description that they did not include the insoles. So these are the Launch 7. Okay, these ones sold for $23.40, not bad for $1 pickup. My estimated profit, $18.82 on these. So keep an eye out for those, and don't let, something as little as the insoles be an issue for you. I picked up these Brooks in September. It is November now, so it took about 2 months to sell, but still a really good profit on there for a pair of shoes with no insoles. So these are Crocs heel sandals. I do believe they have a specific name. Now, this is the second pair of these I've picked up from the bins within the last month or so. My bins typically has quite a bit of Crocs. Does your bins have a lot of Crocs? If you are a bin shopper, a lot of the shoe sellers, the, eager people that are really in there grabbing everything, tend to steer away from Crocs. Now, I have mentioned before, I've been steering away from regular Crocs, just the basic ones that you can, find, anywhere, the ones the kids are wearing a lot of, adults now wear them too. But the unique ones, that the sandals, there's other sandal ones that have little emblems on them. There's mule type ones. So anything that's outside of the original Crocs print, I'm typically, Croc model, like those things that my kids have to wear every day until the snow starts to fly. I'm sure if you guys have kids, it's the same. But these are usually a great pickup. And at the bins, like Crocs weigh just about a pound. So again, these did not take long to sell. I've only had them probably about a month. I do have one more pair in a different size. So again, if you're going through the bins, and I find this stuff even when the rotation has been a while, like we were, waiting on a new rotation, and I went through the shoes beforehand, and they're just not a solid pickup, I guess, for a lot of resellers that do shoes. But for me, they are, because typically they sell very fast, and these Crocs are known for comfort. I don't know. I mean, I guess they have the little Crocs thing on the front of them, but I don't know. These aren't my style, but they're obviously someone. I've sold multiple pairs of this kind. So, okay. So the Crocs sandals, they sold for $33.75 after fees, cost of goods, my estimated profit, $19.41. So I will package those up after the video and get them all off to where they go. And typically with shoes, I don't use boxes. It takes up a lot of space, especially with sneakers, unless there was something like attached to it. Say it was like a high heel, which I don't sell a lot of, but if it was and had like little gems or something on it, that would be a case where I would probably put it in a box so that while it's en route to its destination, it doesn't end up, you know, losing something to it. You know, these aren't exactly the ruby slippers, you know, from the Wizard of Oz. But if you guys have never seen, there's a couple of documentaries about the ruby slippers and how they've been stolen and how, you know, people wanted them in their collection. I don't remember the name exactly of it, but there's a couple of different ones. I found it very interesting. So definitely, there was only like 4 pairs of the ruby slippers left from the Wizard of Oz. And I think one was just recently found after it was stolen. So that is definitely a good listen, or I'm sure it's on video somewhere, but I was listening to it on Spotify. But look it up. I think all you'd have to do is put Wizard of Oz or ruby slippers and it would just come right up. You guys know I really, really love Susan Graver. This one is actually either the only one or I might have had one other one, but I'm pretty sure this is the only item that came from the Salvation Army. So I did pay up a little bit for this, more than you'll see typically. You guys know I've been going to the bins. I've been getting things for very reasonable prices, and it's so much fun because, you know, thrift stores are really going up in prices. So if you can find, I'm looking for ways, we're all looking for ways to cut costs and, you know, make our money stretch further. So Susan Graver, I do love to pick her up, and I'm finding that I like to pick up, you'll hear me talk a lot about a lot of my bread and butter brands I like to pick up in the plus sizes, but Susan Graver is actually one of those brands that small sell, mediums, large, and the plus size for me. I would say the cardigans sell faster and better, and a lot of times the prints are very fast movers for me as well. So definitely keep your eye out for Susan Graver. And this sold on eBay for $18 after fees, cost of goods. My estimated profit, $14. So I love picking it up. It is a brand that is sold on QVC. I believe it's exclusively sold on QVC, so keep your eye out for that, especially if you can get it for a very reasonable price. And you know, the turnaround time is really good. I think it's, you know, I want to mention I do promote my eBay store at 5%. I've been doing that for a very long time. I am curious if you promote your store or your items, how much percentage-wise are you promoting it? I've heard more recently, I've been reading people are maybe going up a little bit. I'm not sure that that's the way I want to go. I do think that it is important as a clothing reseller to be promoting, because it's a very saturated market on eBay, so with clothing and in general. So I do think it helps for sure to be promoting at least to some extent. I also believe, you know, you really should experiment with it and see how it goes. Maybe 1 month, 5%, and then maybe bump it up or drop it down, whatever you're comfortable with. But I think it helps. I really do, because there are a lot of clothing sellers out there, and, you know, sometimes you'll get an item and there's multiple of those items available to the buyers on eBay, and you want to stand out. And that's what promoted listings does. And I've had very good luck with it. So this was an exciting find for me. I don't find a lot of Patagonia, but when you shop at the bins, you find different things than you usually would find, or at least I would find local to me. I grabbed this Patagonia organic cotton men's flannel shirt, really cute. This was a pickup about 2 weeks ago from the bins. Pretty quick turnaround, obviously. It's flannel season, it's Patagonia, it's just really, really nice. Looks like it was worn maybe once or twice. So the flannel shirt sold for $29.25. My estimated profit, $19. I do like picking up Patagonia. I know a lot of people have scaled back on it. I'm probably just like a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, you know, I'm a little bit in awe when I find Patagonia because it is not something that I come across a lot in my area. So I know that some resellers have been saying they've been slowing down on Patagonia and what they pick up. But, you know, especially at the bins, this was a great opportunity. I figured after looking at comps, it would sell for around $25 to $30, which it did. So I'm very happy with that. But, you know, not all Patagonia, I guess, is equal. So keep your eye out for that. Flannel shirts do well. The jackets do well. I think more maybe basic stuff probably doesn't do as well. I personally own one basic t-shirt and one basic tank top, and I don't think that they would do as well. Like, I like them personally, but I think it's more of like the outerwear, these flannels, the jackets, you know, obviously that's outerwear, maybe boots and things if you find them. Oh, I did last month find 2 pairs of Patagonia shorts, which sold super fast, one even with a stain. So personally, I love picking up Patagonia. It sells fast. I really don't, you know, I'm not hanging on to it very long, so that is definitely a plus. Another bins pickup, this was also about 2 weeks ago, the North Face jacket. This was kind of on a whim. I picked this one up to see how the North Face is doing in just a basic jacket like this. On the same day I found this, I also found a long down women's the North Face like winter jacket, which sold within a couple of days. I'm not surprised. It was very nice. And you know, the North Face, like the basic stuff, I've really stopped picking up a lot of that. I do have a little collection of stuff for when I make my way to the North Face store. I don't have any local to me, but they do a trade-in program where they'll give you a certain dollar amount for your items. And all of that is online on their website. I was doing a little bit of looking because I don't have a North Face very close to me. So I could mail it in. It looks like, I couldn't tell if they charge $5 an item or $5 just to ship everything to them. So they take that out of your profit. So it's just a matter of what you come across. Like the items that I've found have all either been from the bins or a church sale. So they either, you know, most of them are costing me under $1 if it weighs under a pound from the bins. So this, I'm happy it sold for sure. It did not sell for much. So this was a Poshmark sale, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, this was a Poshmark sale. This sold for $14 after fees, cost of goods. I profited $10 off of this. So I am happy with that. You know, every $10 item, $15 item that sells, especially if it's from the bins or a church sale or somewhere that is not, you know, the Salvation Army where my cost of goods are a lot higher. I do like the Salvation Army. So you will see some things coming out the door soon from videos from the Salvation Army and things like that, because I can't always get to the bins. It is not local to me. So, and I live in rural Pennsylvania where the snow flies heavy here. And so there is definitely going to be times this winter I will not be able to go to the bins. But I'm getting excited if we have a very slow winter where it's not, we got so much snow last winter. If we have a good winter this year, I may be able to get there more than I think. So it really is just weather. You know, that would be the reason I wouldn't go, is if the weather was not good. So I have been going once a week for about 6 weeks now, and I just, the profit, you know, that is left for us as resellers when you're getting those items at basically the last stop, the Goodwill bins, is really good. So I wish they would build one by me. I don't think that is coming. Let me know, are they building a bins by you? Because maybe I need to just move to where the bins are. No, my kids, we love their school, but it is, I like it. It's kind of like, you know, it's just like a little road trip. Typically I like to listen to Dave Ramsey and all the Dave Ramsey personalities while I'm driving there and just learning about listening to other people and their money adventures. And so, yeah, I kind of channel into that, and I go spend 3-4 hours once a week, and I find lots of goodies like these. These are We the Free People. These are flare jeans. Let me show you the bottom. Really cute. And you know, I find that people love the extra buttons. Now this does have a zipper too, but these were just cute. Flare is back in. If you didn't know, I'm actually wearing a pair of flare jeans now too. And I'm on the hunt for myself too, for jeans for the winter. And most of the ones I'm looking at are flare. And I guess barrel jeans are back in, and you know, cargo jeans. My daughter wears a lot of the wide leg cargo jeans. She really likes those. So, you know, everything comes back around. It's funny to me because I'll look at her jeans and I'll think, oh my gosh, I had a pair just like that. So it's fun. It's fun to see that happen. But the baggy cargo is not really my style right now, but I do like the flare. But they look cute on her. And all the kids, they're coming out of school and that's what they're wearing. If they're not wearing pajama pants and Uggs and Nike socks and Crocs, we did talk about Crocs because they typically are wearing those too. Okay, so with these jeans, I accepted an offer. I've only had these 2-3 weeks. This was a bins purchase. They sold on Poshmark for $18. My estimated profit, $13. So yes, it's not a lot. I did initially, and I don't know if you guys know this, I initially countered and then I thought about it. And if you counter on Poshmark and you have a change of heart, you can go back and resubmit the offer to the buyer. And I said, now they wouldn't be binded to purchase these then because I initially countered the offer. So they were pondering the offer or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I want to flip them. I want to make a profit. I am doing that with these. So I went back in and accepted the $18 offer, but she had to go back in and actually accept the order to have it paid for there. Now, if I would have just accepted it, I would have gotten, you know, they would have been sold immediately, and she, you know, as long as the payment went through, which happens as well, you know, on Poshmark for some reason, they don't check the cards before they make offers or something, because I've accepted offers and it'll say the card is declined. And I'm like, oh, great. So yeah, I had a little change of heart. I was like, you know, I want to keep things moving. It's the holiday season, you know, I'm trying to get a little bit ahead for the kids' Christmas. So I did accept the offer on that, and totally fine with that. That's great. Somebody's getting a great pair of jeans for very reasonable. So it is off to the buyer today. Isn't this cute? This has had a ton of watchers. This is Old Navy. It has an Old Navy tag on it. Brand new, $34.99 at full price. Let me double check, but I believe this is 100% linen. Okay, it's not 100, it's 55% linen. But it's really, like I said, really, really cute. Perfect, if you're going on vacation, and it has pockets, so it has all the things that we love in a dress. Pockets, linen, colorful, really nice. So this dress sold on eBay for $18.75. My estimated profit, $11.87. Now I've had this a little while, probably from the spring, so it did not sell over the summer, but never fear, those dresses that you have listed, they will sell even when it's cold outside and there's little snowflakes. And so, you know, don't get discouraged. You know, as you can see, I was selling sandals. I was selling, you know, this is a sundress, absolutely a sundress. So, you know, if you have a little pile of summer stuff and you're like, I don't really know if I should list it, my go-to is list it, honestly, because it is not going to make you any money hanging out in your duff pile, hanging out in your closet, just because of the season. I've never really let seasonality stop me from listing or picking up sometimes picking up something if it was just 90 degrees outside and like say a coat wasn't a super awesome deal, I might leave it behind even if but for the most part, if I can get something for a good deal, I do like to pick it up and, you know, get it listed. You know, big coats in the summer, they're not going to sell every week, but people like to prepare for the months ahead. So I wouldn't let that discourage you from picking up something that's a good deal. So, okay. This is also a bins find. This is Kane. So I have heard of like Jenny Kane, which is like a super really high-end line, I believe. This, I just was like, this looks like somebody took some paint and like just, you know, dumped it. Have you guys seen those art videos where they dump the paint and it like all goes around different swirl colors? That's what this reminded me of. So, and is this plus size? This might be extra. Okay, this is a large. So I had never picked up Kane before. The comps were okay. And I was like, you know, this is unique. And that's where I say like unique patterns, you know, even in a brand that you're a little unsure of. I thought somebody would love this. And again, I've only had this from the bins for about a month. So this was what I view as a good pickup. So this sold on eBay for $21.75. My estimated profit, $13.53. So love that about the bins because you can try different brands, you learn different brands because like everything is just coming all the time there. Every single time I go to the bins, I learn a new brand. It never fails. Whether that's, you know, purses, backpacks, clothing, shoes, you know, there's just a lot to be learned in this business for sure. That you guys know there's thousands of different brands. So this was fun for me. It wasn't Jenny Kane, it was Karen, her younger sister. I don't know, it was just like funny to me, like Jenny Kane, Karen Kane. But I think when I saw it at first, I had to think like, wait a minute, which Kane is the one that it's like really, really good? And then I saw somebody's video that it was Jenny Kane, but Karen is doing okay too. So this top sold for $21.75. Did I say this already? I might have. Profit, $13.53. If I'm repeating that, I'm sorry. Mom of twins, my brain has been evaporated after I had that at times. I'm like, be talking, did I already say that? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So I didn't want you to miss it either way. So, all right, and this is exciting. This is our last order here. It's a 4-piece bundle from Poshmark. I don't sell a lot of bundles on Poshmark. I wish I sold more. I mean, who doesn't want to sell more bundles? And this one was even more exciting, I would say, because 2 of the items I've had for at least 2 years, possibly 2.5 years. The other 2 were relatively recent bins finds. Now, it is all American Eagle. One of them's Aerie. So what I would say about American Eagle in general is I am being a lot more selective. I'm picking up things that are unique or interesting. You know, well, let's get to the sweaters. These are, I believe this is their older tag, American Eagle. Let me know if you know for sure. It has a hood. I found these at a yard sale 2.5 years ago. And when I received a bundle offer, I'm going to use my little when I received a bundle offer with these sweaters included, I was so excited. So I think the bundle, she offered me $50, which I was very happy to accept. Like I said, the shorts and the long sleeve shirt that I'm going to show you they came from the bins. So very reasonable. I had my cost of goods around $1.79 for the one top and $1 for the shorts. So there was a day at the bins a couple weeks ago that, you know, it was just starting to cool down, and it was like a mad fury of shorts just appeared in the bins. Like they were all like sitting just together, just a ton of shorts and good brands, different. There was like Adriana Goldschmied and just, I don't know, every kind of different brand I could find. So I was kind of cherry picking through and like, you know, and that's an example of I was keeping in mind too that, you know, we are going into winter, but yeah, so this sold. I'm so happy this is going. This was on the chopping block to be donated because it had hung out way too long. So we got the brown and a green one, but these are exactly what I was wearing when I was a senior in high school in the 2000s. And like with like flare jeans. And Steve Madden, like chunky boots, but they're like short ones, brown. So yeah, these are really cute. I imagine maybe some millennial mom is going to be wearing these. Maybe not, but that's what I imagine. Yeah, I could have probably like kept these for me. I have so many sweaters, but yeah, I'm so happy these are heading out. So let's show you the rest. This is like crushed velvet material. So really cute. And I always think like holiday with these. So I really like this one. That was why I picked this up, because I have said I am watching what I pick up when it comes to American Eagle, because I've had a lot of American Eagle that sits for a very long time. But I've also had luck lately with like American Eagle men's jeans selling good if the size is right. So I've been picking up like 36, 38, 30 in men's jeans. That size seems to do pretty well. And then these women's shorts, which I thought were so cute. I'm not surprised that these sold quickly. Look at these. Are these mom shorts? They might call them. These are highest rise 90s boyfriend shorts. So and look at the back. They're just really cute. I liked this pattern on here. So yeah, that was why I picked these two items up. They had some unique qualities to them. And that's my suggestion. If you're looking at American Eagle stuff, find something unique about it. And that's when I would pick it up, because when I first started reselling and thrifting in general to resell, I love American Eagle personally. So I would pick up anything American Eagle, and not everything is equal when it comes to that brand. You guys know that with other brands too. So yeah, that was why I grabbed these, was this patchwork. And I do like to pick up velvet stuff. It's just really cute. Okay, so I had $4.79 into everything here. So I got a $50 offer, and after fees, cost of goods, my grand total for my profit on this bundle is $35.21, which I do not think is bad for an American Eagle bundle. So like I said, getting those sweaters out of here that have been here a long time, gonna clear the way for more inventory. And yeah, so that was awesome. And I'm gonna put that bundle together and get that out the door. So do you guys sell a lot of bundles on Poshmark? After I had a slow week, like my Poshmark closet last week totally disappeared. I did mention that on my Facebook page, but now it came back. It took a couple of days. If you guys ever have to email Poshmark, this might be a good opportunity to say, it took like 4 days. They say it's going to take under 24 hours. It took 4 days. And I was kind of freaking out. There was no number to call. It was simply email. I did end up sending them 2 emails. And then I woke up on the day 4 and I had an email back from Posh Support that they fixed my closet. No reason, but it's back up and going and all is right in the world. I have no idea what happened. But all I care about is it's working again, because since it's been back up, I've been selling quite a bit on Poshmark. And that's why I say, don't put your eggs all in one basket. If you can get out there and, get your items on Posh or Depop, Mercari, which a lot of people use. I'm strictly right now on Posh and eBay, but it is great to expand when you can and get your items in front of more eyes because you'll sell more, right? Okay, so that's everything from the weekend that's sold, and the total of my profit for this weekend is around $155, which I'm very happy with. That's not including Friday's sales that had already gone out. So it was a good weekend. Hopefully there will be more sales coming in today from both of the platforms. I love hearing about what's selling for you guys. So leave me a comment. Tell me what's selling, where you're picking up your items, and are you going to the bins? Are you finding church sales, rummage sales? Let me know, because I love to learn from you guys, and I hope you're learning a lot from me as well. So if you like videos like this, I put out about 2 to 5 videos every week all about what's selling on eBay and Poshmark, what I'm picking up from the Goodwill bins, regular thrift stores, estate sales, church sales, and regular yard sales when they are in season. I'll go to any sale, wherever the sales are. So follow my channel. I'd love to have you here and share stories about making money from home. And yeah, like it, subscribe, and send it to a friend, because thrifting is better with friends. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.